Maybe I'm just being old and dumb and confused. Hello all my exciting Keiths, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin, and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Xavier. Though before we do that, I just want to remind you that we're trying to hit our goal of 1,000 followers on Instagram. Following me on Instagram is a great free way to help support the channel, and you can kind of see what silly stuff I get up to in my everyday life and some behind the scenes shots of how Name Explain is made. We're on about 730 followers at the moment, so it's just about 270 of you need to follow me on there, and I know there's 270 of you out there who enjoy Name Explain enough who want to go follow me on Instagram. There will be a link down below, so please do go follow me there. Thank you. Though of course the best way to support Name Explain is financially on a monthly basis through Patreon. I just want to say a huge thank to everyone who has donated on Patreon in the most recent week. This includes Nebi, Rin Arino, Stuart, Chemo, Tanaha, Karotor, Alex Gilbert, and Zosh Does Stuff. Thank you so much to all these people. Huge apologies if I mispronounced your name, and apologies if I forgot you, but you guys make Name Explain possible. Thank you all so much. And go help support Name Explain on Patreon as well. There'll be a link down below. Anyway, on with today's name of Xavier. And the first thing we have to ask about the name is, am I pronouncing it right? Well, kind of. I've seen there's two key pronunciations of this name. There's Xavier and just Xavier. So for this video, I will most likely be using a mixture of both as and when my mouth seems fit to put whatever word out my mouth at that time. You know what my mouth is like, you know how bad I'm at pronouncing things. Xavier is certainly an odd, unique name, and just look at it, it even looks somewhat alien. Though despite how unique looking this name is, it's actually related to a much more common name, and I had never realised I noticed the similarities between these two names. There's just a one-letter difference between Xavier and the very popular Spanish name of Javier. This isn't a coincidence. The name Xavier and Javier are actually very much related, and Xavier was actually the original name. Xavier is a name of Basque origin, and if you aren't sure of what Basque is exactly, it's a language and ethnic group from northern modern-day Spain. In northern Spain's Basque region, there's a small settlement called Xavier. So Xavier was initially a settlement name, and it means in Basque things along the lines of new house or bright, and it makes sense for a settlement to be called new house because most settlements are originally made from new houses. Though as to why it's called bright, I don't know. I also read that in Basque the X makes a SH sound, like a sh sound, while the V makes a B sound, a B sound. So Xavier in Basque may actually have been pronounced Xavier, apparently. That's just one theory I read. A noticeable resident of this town was a man called Francis, and he actually went on to create the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits I believe they're also known as. He of course went on to become known as Saint Francis Xavier, or Saint Francis of Xavier. And as we've talked about in the past here on Fun with First Names, Saint names often become popular first names, and while his first name was Francis, that was already a popular first name, so Xavier became a popular first name as well, and thus the name Xavier was created. So when and why did we start spelling Xavier with a J? X and J are very different letters, at least here in English anyway. Of course, Spanish is a language very close to Basque, like literally geographically, like they're right next to each other. They're in the same modern day country for Pete's sake. X is an incredibly tricky little letter. No one's quite sure how to pronounce it, and throughout history it has been pronounced in very different ways across different languages. In Spanish, initially X was pronounced in the same way it's pronounced in Basque, that sh sound. It was actually later in the 17th century that X in Spanish started to change and match the sound that J makes in Spanish, that hard h sound as we use it here in English, more of an H sound in English. So that means in Spanish, Xavier started to be pronounced with a h sound and became Javier. And as the h sound in Spanish is symbolized with the letter J, this means that when the name got translated from Basque into Spanish, they started spelling it with a J instead of an X, and thus the name Javier was born. But in Spanish, it's called Mexico. They use that h sound for the X. They didn't spell it with a J. Maybe they should do. Mexico, that's what we would call it in English. But that's how we changed the strange name of Xavier into the much more popular name of Javier. Though perhaps I'm being a bit too unfair on the name Xavier, it's actually shot up in popularity in recent years. It's in the top 100 most popular boys' names in the USA. It's the 91st most popular name. It's actually more popular than Javier in the USA, which is incredible. It's actually been shooting up in recent years as opposed to Javier that has consistently remained popular, though in about the 200s or so. So if Xavier will remain more popular than Javier remains to be seen. And here in the UK, it's the 223rd most popular boy's name, which once again makes it more popular than Javier. I've been really harsh on Xavier. It's clearly a more popular name than I anticipated. Maybe I'm just being old and dumb and confused. Famous Xaviers include Xavier Malisse, a retired tennis player, Xavier Dolan, a film director who most noticeably directed Adele's Hello music video, and of course Charles Xavier. I mean, Xavier might be his surname, but it's definitely the most popular Xavier, at least for nerds like me anyway. He founded the bloody X-Men, for crying out loud. And you know what? I'm going to include Javier Bardem as well. I know his name's not Xavier, it's Javier, but they're basically the exact same name, and he's a damn good actor, and he's just worth mentioning. And of course, we even somehow have a wrestler called Xavier. Xavier Woods, or Xavier Woods, one of the finest wrestlers out there, part of the New Day, YouTuber, Twitch streamer. He seems like a really genuine good egg. I know you're big into YouTube. If you're somehow watching this Xavier Woods, hello, big fan of your work. Carry on doing what you do. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need to know about the name Xavier. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Xavier? Are you called Xavier yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Woodrow. Nick says Woodrow has a painfully obvious meaning. Makes a 9-minute video explaining it. So yeah, despite being so obvious, it would have been pretty boring if I just said Woodrow means row of wood and just carried on. So I wanted to talk a bit more about it here and there. So yeah. Camden Snyder said, my little cousin's name is Woodrow. We call him Ro or Roro sometimes. That is so cute and sweet. I really enjoyed this one. Ro is a really great shortening of Woodrow. I always love it when the latter half of a name becomes shortened, like how Rick could become Patrick or Christopher can become Topher. Really enjoyed that. Thanks for sharing that. Roro is a really cute name for a little kid. And Kayla Seagree said he should do X-A-12 for the X name. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I believe it's actually pronounced Kyle, but maybe I should have done. I didn't think about that. I'm not clever enough to think about that. I've talked about that name in the past on a Can Numbers Be Named video. That will be linked somewhere, I'm sure. Up there maybe. Might be linked somewhere there. I hope, if I remember to do that. Next week we'll be looking to a name starting with the letter Y, and what name that will be exactly will be chosen in a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy the channel, want to have a say in what names get explained and support it in the best way possible, then please do consider supporting on Patreon. Just $1 a month grants you access to loads of amazing stuff and free videos, exclusive podcasts and blogs. Blogcast is a cool word. Let's just stick with that. Exclusive blogcasts and loads of other stuff. Thank you all so much. That's all from me today. Goodbye and take care.